Good day to everyone. We hope you are doing well in those challenging times with the COVID-19 situation. My name is Wassim, and I'm the Chief Underwriting and Product Officer of Allianz Croatia. Apologies for not being able to be physically present with you, as we see currently the COVID numbers are going back up again. We are all looking forward for the end of this pandemic and to return back to the normal we were all used to and miss. I would like to thank you for the opportunity for allowing us to present today on this very important conference and for this very important topic. As you are all aware, life business on the Croatian market represents currently 35+% of the volumes generated. Unfortunately, the trend is negative and the PC business growth is not able to close that gap. Therefore, we need to address this topic going forward. When we talk about insurance, the core principle is to safeguard our most valuable assets at risk. Therefore, in a theory, what we should expect from a consumer behavior perspective is a high appetite, first, on protecting the financial stability of the family in case of death or disability of the principal who is generating the income. This is usually followed by other assets depends on their value or risk exposure, being it property or motor. However, what is interesting to see that we have a reverse of this pyramid, whereby the most demanded product on the market is motor, followed by property, which is definitely also last year driven by the unfortunate earthquake events that occurred, and last is ranking life protection. The reasons for that are numerous, involve many stakeholders, and require actionable items. So today, we would like to tackle both life protection insurance and life investment products and explore what can we as a market and insurers do differently and better for the future. At any point in time, when we consider a development of a new life product or any other product, we have to consider the key stakeholders. First is the customer, who is in the center of the journey and the starting point of any product, meaning a product that satisfies his needs and demands, provide him with good benefits to protect his interest. Second is the shareholder perspective. Of course, product should be profitable, delivering appropriate return on equity without negatively affecting the capital, especially in the Solvency II era or soon IFRS 17. Third is the distributor. They need understandable products, a good quality of training, appropriate remuneration, enabling them to deliver the proper message and selling story to the customer, keeping the overall journey appealing. Last but not least, the overarching umbrella and governance that is provided by the regulator to safeguard all of those dimensions, protecting the customer interest and keeping the business in line with the rules and regulation. So let us move forward. And first, let us start with addressing life protection insurance. As you can see, we have 4 key pillars, which are education, product, and sales process and price, which needs to be improved in order to take the market to the next level. Especially that given this product is almost absent from our market when we exclude the loans and mortgages. We rarely see material volumes from protection insurance in opposite to other EU countries. The most important element is awareness of the need of the customer, and this starts from the academical education. Equally important is the sales training, how to address the need of the customer, what is an appropriate sum insured, and for what duration. Second is the product offering. Based on the customer needs, we create the offering, being single premium or regular premium with a fixed sum insured, or a regular premium with a decreasing sum insured to support the customer demand or the ticket price. What we are still missing on the Croatian market is group life business. That has not been a topic so far. although there are many corporate and SME companies that can be targeted. And with regard to pricing, we will be addressing in the next slide areas of improvement that can support the overall business case for both protection and investment products. Regarding sales, ultimately it is about having clear terms and conditions with an appealing sales journey that would support the process. Therefore, having the electronic signature is a must going forward. It is really helpful, especially in the digital world. If we think that customers today are opening bank accounts within minutes, are buying and selling shares within seconds, why not allowing them to buy a life insurance policy online? Therefore, this is also a very important aspect from sales perspective. Such products in general satisfy all four stakeholders, meaning the customer, the shareholder, the distributor, and the regulator. Now, how can we support the market, as we said, on the pricing perspective, as we would like to address it in the next slide? As you can see on the left side graph, we are presenting Croatia mortality rates aged 30 to 70 with comparison to other EU countries, comparing, for example, to Slovenia, Czech Republic, Austria, and Italy. We see that the difference or the rate is much higher in Croatia. This could be the actual case. However, a revised assessment and validation would be good to have, given that the differences exceed 30%, especially when we compare to Austria. Also, checking any differences in the methodology applied to derive those tables would be beneficial to have. This is the first aspect. The second aspect is the graph that is on the right side. And this shows how can we as insurer potentially, and this is an example only, use and apply to adjust those mortality rates differently. So, implementation based on the company's own experience, meaning that we take the mortality rates that are generated, we adjust according to the company's own experience to derive what is so-called the best estimate. This best estimate is, of course, not fully completed because usually we do not have enough data for all ages, so we have to streamline it or to adjust it according to the official one. So we use the official tables to support this analysis. This best estimate can be derived based on the company's risk appetite and strategy, for example, by smoker, non-smoker. Also, you can use pre-existing conditions such as cancer, like exclusions, which support the overall change rate. After that, on the third stage, we apply a safety margin for security reason to cater any volatility or uncertainty scenarios, such as a pandemic, for example. And finally, those rates can be adjusted to cover both male and female from a technical actuarial price perspective, as well as a reserving perspective. It goes without saying, such a change in methodology requires appropriate actuarial assessment, validation, and approval. However, with such an approach, we have a possibility to increase our competitiveness towards the customer on protection business, as well as on investment business, because the sum insured charge will be much smaller, and the remainder can be allocated to the investment. Yes, of course, our margins as insurer will be smaller, but we would expect to sell higher volumes, which ultimately would generate a higher profit. In addition to that, this will open the door for thousands of Croatian working abroad expats in Germany, Austria, or other EU countries to purchase such product back home instead of purchasing such product from the country where they are working, simply due to the price difference that we have presented. Therefore, we believe that it would be extremely beneficial for the market to address this topic jointly. Now, the second important pillar is the investment product. So what to do there where we have the big volume actually on the market. With regard to investment-based products, as you are all aware, first is that the interest rate environment has been following a significant downtrend in the last years and heading to the 0% direction quite fast. Some countries have been negative for some time, such as Germany. There are no foreseeable drivers that we see to reverse this downfall. Therefore, it is becoming harder and harder for us as insurers to create and sustain traditional products as it was the case in the past. Every year, we see further decrease in the appetite to sell this business. From a shareholder perspective, the profitability is low and the capital consumption is high. While from the customer perspective, a 0+% guarantee does not even cover inflation. And therefore, the sustainability of this business, traditionally speaking, is becoming harder. This is clearly reflected on the annual sales volumes on the Croatian data, where we see them going down year by year. When looking at the CEE market overall in the table, it is clear that the markets have already started the shift, moving away from this classic traditional towards more sustainable capital efficient products, being hybrid or unit-linked. Unfortunately, we do not have the new business premium only for the EU market. Therefore, we are presenting the gross written premium, which obviously includes in-force business, predominantly being traditional. Nevertheless, the downfall of traditional can be clearly seen. Countries like Czech Republic, Hungary, Poland, Austria already onboarded this train, whereas in Croatia and Bulgaria, we are still behind. So, concluding, being traditional product, single regular, do not offer the guarantees of the past and the appealing business case of the past for the customer to cover at least inflation, without specially using the in-force investment book of the company that contains the high-yielding bonds, because the bonds of today cannot cover a guaranteed product. This does not require an actuarial assessment. It's quite simple. We, as insurers, need to explore and develop products that are fit and sustainable going forward. First, to support this transition, we can develop hybrid products. Those are single or regular premium based, providing partial guarantees, meaning guarantees below 100, and those products also should provide an upside potential to the customer, which can be driven, for example, by a call option or other instrument. Of course, such products are only possible when the market condition allows. As an example, Allianz Germany has an investment product where the customer can select at his request and appetite a guarantee level varying from 50% to 80% or even 90%. The higher the guarantee is, the lower the upside potential is, and vice versa. Such products support the change and transition of the mindset from the customer perspective in that direction. Now, going beyond the hybrid is unit-linked, which we all know. This is coming also in single or regular premium-based, benefiting from the average cost effect and delivering the upside potential for the customer. In the digital era, as we said, customers are buying and selling shares within seconds and minutes on applications such as Revolut. Therefore, one of the key elements in unit-linked is to offer to the customer attractive baskets with exposure to global funds at a very low fees. Those baskets should cover all appetites, meaning aggressive, moderate, and safe, where there is a clear risk return for the customer. Also, we should allow the customer to have, at his request, the possibility to switch within those baskets at any point in time. In addition, we also have the riders that when are they purchased as part of the bundle, they are much cheaper and provide very important benefits to the customer, which cannot be purchased on the stock market. Such products are able to satisfy all four stakeholders once again, which we will not mention one more time as they are sustainable. On the following slide, we are presenting one example just for the sake of providing the digital benefit from Allianz Leben products, Allianz Germany Life Insurance. Here we have a customer, age 41, paying a single premium of 5,000 euros with a monthly top-up of 150. Here, the customer can online simulate scenarios, changing this initial 5,000 euro premiums to whatever he wants. Also, he can change the monthly top-up. He can check the outcomes under different expected returns. For example, he can select between 0.5% up to 5%, worst case, best case scenario. He can also see what kind of outcome should he expect at the age of 67 from the guarantee component, which in that case is 90%, and from the upside potential from his investment. He should also be allowed to see, while simulating, what is he investing in, what are the underlying funds and investments. As you know, investment products are not an overnight decision for the customers. I would compare those to buying a car or buying a house. You would need to search online for weeks and weeks because those products stay with you for a long time. So you need to make sure you are making the right decision. Therefore, enabling a digital sales journey and providing appealing offers is key. Customers should be allowed to create such simulations with different amounts, different expected returns at any point in time without the need to go to an agency. And then, and only then, they can make the appropriate decision accordingly after checking all their options. As a conclusion, in our view going forward, we need to increase the customer awareness on the need of life insurance, as we rarely see customers waking up in the morning and saying, today I need to buy a term life policy to protect my family financial stability. So this requires a lot of efforts from the academical perspective that can support gradually this transition. We also need to explore, as we said, the repricing of the business with the applicable actuarial norms and standards, and redesign our products to satisfy all four stakeholders and improve our competitiveness for all Croatian population working in and outside of Croatia. We need to jointly support the gradual market investment product transition. We need to provide customers with appealing products, good benefits, and definitely quality upside potential and added values. And finally, we need to facilitate the customer and sales journey by having at least the electronic signature enabling digital sales and simulations. Similar to other EU countries as we have presented, because this is quite beneficial, as we said. It is not something that would happen overnight. We believe with those core actions, we can together reverse the trend of the market and bring back life business on track. That would be it from my side. I hope I covered all the points that were expected. Once again, many thanks for you, for your time and attention, and I wish you all to stay healthy and safe. Thank you and hope to see you soon.